Hi everyone! We're going to be trying some cartoon style portraits. Some of you might have heard of Tim Burton. He's done a lot of different types of cartoons and movies, and all of his portraits have very, very particular looks to them. And so I thought it'd be fun if we tried making our own. So we kind of have this sheet going for us. We have all the different heads, eyes, nose, and mouths that he typically uses on his characters, and it'd be cool if we tried creating our own portrait in Tim Burton style. And so you can think whether you want to try making it of yourself or someone you know, maybe even make up your own character. It's good to look at some picture references of what his artwork looks like. And so I have a couple that I'm looking at on my screen right now, and I'll leave some examples in our module as well. So I'm working on a pretty large piece of paper right now. It makes it a little easier for you to see my artwork, but you can use any kind of paper you want. Even a dark color paper would work well. And you would like you should use some pencils, markers, crayons, whatever you want, but we're using mostly blacks and browns for our portrait. So he doesn't really use too much color in a lot of his work, so we are sticking to kind of a grayscale, which is mostly black, gray, and white. So first things first, we gotta start out with our head, and so think of what kind of head type you have, or what your character's gonna have. My head type is more of this, so I'm gonna go with this kind of style. And with Tim Burton, his heads are always really, really big, whereas the character body is quite small. So I'm going to start out with my character's head. So I'm going to start in a pencil first, and then I'm going to change into markers. So I'm going to get the rough design of my face. And it's fine if it's not perfect. Our art rarely ever is, and it'll add a little character to our artwork. So we want a nice big head. So that's kind of how my head looks like. And then we're going to add a little ear. So you can typically see my ears. Just simple ears, they don't need to be complicated. And we'll add another little C in there. Next I'm going to choose my eye type. Mine kind of look a little bit more like maybe this one, so I'm going to go with this kind of eye type. If you want to try designing your own, you can definitely do that. But remember, his characters have giant eyes, so we want to make these eyes pretty large. So I'm putting it in the middle of the face. And it's fine if you use a lot of little lines like this, it'll actually add to the character of the drawing. And then I'm going to select a little nose, so maybe I'll go with this type of nose for my character. So I'll do the little U shape first, and then those really small little lines. Next I'm going to add a small little mouth. Maybe I'll do this version. And the mouths of his characters are usually not very big. We'll add some pupils, really keeping them small, and then those eyelashes. I'm going to move mine off to the side a little bit. And I'm going to combine, I think I'm going to combine this eye type with this type, so I'll have a little eyelid there. So there's my general character's face. We're going to give it a really skinny little neck. The necks on his characters are all really small. And then I'll go out into my shoulders. And then if you want, you could add a little bit of clothing, but remember, these are portraits, so it's all about the face, and not too much to worry about the body. So if you want to stop here, you can. I'm going to add a little bit more detail to mine. Just adding a blouse that I wear quite a bit. Now I'm going to add the hair. So his hair is really wispy, so we don't need to add too much detail to it. So let's see, how do I normally wear my hair? I think I usually have some pins, so I usually have 2 little clips in my hair, like that. And I have typically a side part, so I'm going to keep it a little wispy and straggly. So it's fine if your lines aren't all that smooth. His lines for his hair tend to be quite jaggedy, and there are usually some little wisps that kind of stick out. So I'm going to add some little curls that kind of come out of my hair. So there are a couple lines in my face that I don't really want there, so I'm going to use the eraser to get rid of that. Alright, there's my character, so I'm going to go in with a marker, or you could use a crayon or some color pencils. We want to darken up the lines we want to keep, so I'm going to start out with my eyes first. So there is my general portrait, and that's me in Tim Burton style of drawing. So I'm really excited to see how yours end up looking. Can't wait. Bye everyone.